After the cymbal has been cupped and quenched, the center hole is punched into it. And then it's mounted on what we call a circle shear that makes the cymbal then a perfect circle. And all that scrap is reused, remelted. And then you start doing the cold work. And that's where you have the hammering, the shaping, the lathing. Well, the press is when the cymbal really starts to take its shape. And of course we have different dies for all different size cymbals. Hammering not only work hardens the cymbal, but our numerous proprietary hammer technologies produce sonics that could not be possible otherwise. The hammering options and patterns we've developed are infinite, and all of those processes take a long time to learn. And then the hammering affects the shape of the cymbal, and that's very important to the tone and to the sound. We have so many different hammering techniques and hammering technology that nobody else has. And then you move on to the lathing. We do hand lathing as well as automatic lathing, and then we do combinations of both. The lathing can also help contour the cymbal. It takes weight off, which affects the sound. Some cymbals are lathed to a greater degree than other cymbals. Some are lathed on both sides, some not lathed on the bottom. It's really a very delicate process, and I think people don't realize how long it takes to become a very good lather. And then only the more experienced lathers get to do the cymbals like the K. Constantinople's. I think Zildjian is the only cymbal manufacturer that has the creativity and the experience in sort of melding the old craftsmanship with the new modern technology. And that's why we're the most innovative. And I think our products, our cymbals speak for that. Our instruments are very unique. Next comes edging. The cymbal's very sharp at this point. So we place the cymbal on what we call the edger. This machine deburrs the edge of the cymbal, making it smooth. Some of our cymbals are buffed, not all of the cymbals are buffed, but the buffing adds to the visual effect. The A Custom line is always buffed, and it gives it that high, beautiful luster. Next comes printing. We make quality instruments, and the name must reflect the same. We say it's a nice kiss on the cymbal. Then the printed cymbal goes through a heating tunnel to dry the ink. And after that, the trademark is put on by a laser etching. During the laser etching process, we include a specific serial number. Because of the unique serial number, you can identify your cymbal from someone else's. It also allows us to track the manufacturing of the cymbal. Another Zildjian innovation. I think everybody's heard that Zildjian cymbals are always tested before they go into the vault. But I think what people don't realize is throughout the process, we're always bringing the cymbals into the tester for quality checks to make sure at different stages of the process, is the shape of the cymbal right? Is the thickness right? Are the hammer marks the right ones? So there are various stages of testing, but ultimately the product, before it goes in to be printed, goes through a very formal testing period. Someone listens to every cymbal we make before we put the Zildjian name on it and approve it. We have our legendary tester, Leon Chiappini, who's been with us for over 40 years. He is responsible now for training all the new testers. So we have testers on every shift. And we train our testers not only for sound now, but for visual effects and for shape and weight.
We're not all about the drum set. We do marching, we do orchestral. In fact, we lead in those areas. And we really wanted to have a place where orchestral players could come. You need to make it easy for people to come in and pair cymbals. Our commitment is evidenced by our new Wenger sound booth. It recreates the acoustics of virtually any venue, from concert halls to outdoor arenas. We continually reinvest in the company to keep our edge. In 1995, we became the first and only percussion company to obtain ISO quality certification. Currently, we're in the midst of an $11.7 million capital plan. This speaks to our commitment to world-class quality. We really are all about quality.
We have over 250,000 cymbals in our vault. Certain products need more time than others. So we do have areas like the vintage cymbals that have to stay in the vault longer before we release them for sale. They just need a longer time period. And it's also true that cymbals over time from playing will sound better. My father said, when we have the space, when we move to Norwell,
I want to have a drummer's lounge. There's a kit, and you can sit down and try out your cymbals at the kit. Dennis Chambers and everybody else comes in here to do this. And people are in awe of this room because of the people who have been here. The Tony Williams, the Steve Gadds. We honor drummers here. We respect drumming. In 1998, we came up with what we called the American Drummers Achievement Awards. It was a way to honor Max, Louie, Roy, and Elvin. We had Steve Gadd play to honor Louie Bellson. And 5 years later, for our 380th anniversary, we had Louie come up and honor Steve Gadd. It's one generation of drummers honoring another. So all of that just enriches us and reinforces it. And we see that we have a role within the drumming community to sort of melt the past with the present and the future. So as we approach our 400th anniversary, I'm thinking of, how to perpetuate the business. Just being raised in the family, you understood that there was a stewardship and that this was a business that was really supposed to go on forever. Succession is always an issue for family businesses, and we spend a lot of time educating the next generation, bringing them into the business.
That's my daughter, Emily. She really was interested in coming into the family business. But as she said, I want to know how to make the cymbals. I don't want to work at the desk. I want to know how to make cymbals. So she made a 2-year commitment to enter the apprentice program under the R&D and quality manager, Paul Francis. And she's on the first shift here, 7 o'clock every morning. She knows how to hammer. She knows how to use the dies. And she's become quite an accomplished lather. But, as she said, I really feel the presence of my grandfather, Armand, out there. She said it's great knowing that he did all of this and understanding what it really takes to make a cymbal.
And there's passion here. If you're a drummer, you can work with drummers to make sure that you get your particular sound. That's important to a musician.
We have over 20 drummers working in various departments here.
It's always fun when drummers get together. When they come here to try out new cymbals, you never know what's going to happen.
Get him and Steve Smith to do the stuff. Give a splash cymbal.
And drummers are very unique. They like to mix and match different sounds, whether it's electronic, acoustic, all different genres, all different voices, sounds, and they hear it in their head. And our job is to take those ideas and make them into new, beautiful instruments.
As my father said, that's our role, to have an understanding of where music is going and to follow that so that we can produce for drummers the sounds they need.
We offer the broadest range of cymbals, from the traditional K cymbals to our core product line, A or Avidus Zildjian, to cymbals that our artists help us develop, like the A Custom line, which was developed with Vinnie Colaiuto. And that's what we do. We make the best cymbal in the world, and it's a beautiful instrument, and it's just an exciting thing to do because it's music.
Back in 1623, there's no way that Avidus could have imagined where we'd be today.
We're well positioned for the future. The next generation of the Zildjian family is already preparing to continue the legacy of the Zildjian brand.
Just like previous generations of Zildjians, we're excited to know that one day we'll pick up the reins of this business. We look forward to carrying on Zildjian's heritage while carving out a new future.
This is our commitment to making the finest cymbals in the world.